And this is Ken Kraetzer at the Army-Navy Media Day in Baltimore. I have a chance to talk to our friend, the athletic director of the United States Military Academy, Boo Corrigan. And Boo, it's been a very successful season for the team, a winning season, a bowl bid that will happen. You'll play down in Dallas against North Texas was an accomplishment. Just tell us a little bit about the season. I mean, there's been a lot to overcome, a tragedy, and this big game with Navy on Saturday.
Yeah, okay. It's been a great year, obviously, for us. It's been an interesting year as well. It's been a tragic year as well. There's so many different emotions. There is no script. There is no book for what happened with Brandon, and how you react to that and how you deal with that. We had wonderful home crowds this year coming out to all the games, and we're excited about that. Obviously, the wins on the field, getting road wins, winning down at Wake Forest is a huge win for us. Beating Temple to start the season is a big deal, for us. So again, it's kind of been the ebbs and flows of the year, but we're thrilled with the job Coach Monken's done. We're thrilled with our captains. You've had a chance to talk to Jeremy and AK since you've been here, and who they are and what they are really represents the best and the brightest. And, we're excited about the prospects moving forward, including on Saturday.
Absolutely. Jeremy Tipp we just chatted with, and Andrew King are just extraordinary young leaders, and they're going to be great Army officers, and just enjoyed watching them develop. One thing that's noticeable is for the first time you have a little bit of depth. The defense, fifth in the country, and the offense, you've got a group of running backs that when one gets hurt, you have another running back to play. How much has the recruiting added to the depth that we're starting to see on the team?
Well, I think it all goes back to our coaches and their want and drive to be recruiters. It's got to be an important part of who you are and what you are as a coach. And I think it all starts with Coach Monken, because he is such a hard recruiter, because he is so dedicated to it. It's hard for anyone on the staff to not step up when your boss is doing it and doing it at such a high level. So I think the recruiting piece is really important, but also I think we got great coaches. And I think what the job that Jay Bateman's done on the defensive side of the ball is really something. But, again, the secondary coach and Darryl and all the other coaches that we have on the defensive side of the ball as well as on the offensive side of the ball. We got really good coaches who are believing in what Monk has to lay out there for them, and the kids buy in, which obviously leads to success.
Absolutely, and I know you've had been working on like future schedules and the future of the program. How do you see the program growing in terms of opponents and where you'd like it to see it be over the coming years?
Yeah, I think ultimately what you're trying to do is win games. So, the idea of us playing some regional games that makes sense for us from an attendance standpoint and to drive people to Michie Stadium that otherwise may not come, taking advantage of that October time frame for us when it's so beautiful in the Hudson Valley to get there. We will play one major BCS team a year. Next year it's Ohio State, and people look at me a little bit like I'm crazy when we do that, but the experience our kids had going down and playing Notre Dame was a big deal to them. And I think that's important to them, that we provide that opportunity, national stage as well, to be a part of that. And, again, looking at balancing the schedule, is it 5 home games, is it 6 home games, and making sure that whatever we do, it makes sense with the week off at the right time, because I think it's tough to play 8, 9 weeks in a row. So, again, there's so many different factors that go into it. It's a little bit like... For me at this point, doing Algebra 2, and trying to figure that out, that's a little bit challenging for me at this point in my life. But, we find a way to make it work.
And I just got to mention your winter sports are well underway. Men's and women's basketball, ice hockey already had success. You had tremendous success, certainly in women's basketball last year, making the NCAAs. Just tell us a little bit about what's happening in the wintertime sports.
Coach McGarity got another win last night. He just kind of keeps plugging away with the women's basketball program. Awful excited about Jimmy Allen and what he's doing. Mickey Winders made great strides in the men's and women's swimming programs. Webb Wright is in his second year with rifle. Brian Riley's doing a great job with the hockey program, and then gymnastics starts, and kind of everything else kind of keeps going with indoor track and everything else. So, as you know, Ken, there's never a dull moment at West Point.
Absolutely. I got to ask you about the beautiful new lacrosse building over on the north corner of Mikey Stadium. What does that add to your lacrosse program?
Hey, it's a big deal on two fronts. One, it's a wonderful building. It's a great space for our cadets. Two, it locks us into playing at Mikey Stadium. So when you bring a recruit on, you can show them exactly where they're going to play. We redid the turf last year, so during lacrosse season, it just has lacrosse lines. During football season, it just has football lines on it. The locker room's right there. There's a team room right there. There's an area there for them to study. There's an equipment room, so everything is self-contained in that one space, and I think it's as nice a building as there is in the country.
Absolutely. And Boo Corrigan, just why is this Army-Navy football game so special to so many people and to you as someone who's been able to join this amazing game?
It's about something bigger ultimately, right? We're going to compete on Saturday and you know, the gala on Friday night and the bands and the cheerleaders and the debate team and everything else that's going on is a competition. But at the end of the day, these are young men and women, from the rabble-rousers to the football team to everyone else involved that are ultimately going to serve our country. And that just makes it different. And while you're going to compete as hard as you can on Saturday at everything that we do, on Sunday we wake up and we're team members again.
Absolutely. I think we're going to go to the debate team match on Friday night. That should be neat. Boo Corrigan, the athletic director of the United States Military Academy. Pleasure to see you. Pleasure to work with you and everyone at West Point. And we'll look forward to a great game on Saturday.
All right, me too. Thanks, Ken.
Our pleasure. Ken Kraetzer for Sons of the American Legion Radio at the Army-Navy Media Day.